Wayne, Eric, looking forward to that game top of the hour. Meantime, Saturday at 4 Eastern, ECU heads 4 hours southwest to take on South Carolina. For East Carolina's Jeffrey Coprich, it'll be his first trip to Columbia. But the fifth-year senior has experienced more than your average college student. From tragedy to triumph and back, no matter what he's faced, Coprich has continued to move forward, fighting in the name of his sister's memory.
When I look at other people who have older siblings, I tell them that they're lucky and don't take it for granted, because my situation, I didn't get a chance to grow up with mine. But, my sister lives through me, so by me doing everything, she's right there with me. That's how I like to think of it.
Jeffrey and Essence Coprich grew up in South Central Los Angeles. They were raised by a loving family, but were surrounded by violence.
I grew up in Watts. It wasn't such a good area to grow up in. Kids don't see a lot of positive things happening, so you're constantly getting stumped down by negativity.
You send your kids to school, you pray that everything is going to be okay, but the key thing is, will my son return home from school without being affected by a gang or shooting or something?
In the face of this despair, Essence Coprich blossomed.
She always wanted to be the teacher. And so that's the main thing I remember. She was a kind of outspoken kid, she wasn't shy, I'll put it that way.
She would always want to, let me check your head, let me check your temperature, let me check your heart, Daddy, let me check it. So it was like, you gonna be a nurse or a doctor? I'm the doctor.
She was supposed to be the famous one and the one to make it out in the family. And she loved me, I was her baby brother.
She was very protective of him. If someone went to pick him up, she was like, no, don't pick him up, because my mom or my dad don't want you picking him up. They had a connection.
In the late summer of 1996, Jeff Sr. packed his family into their car and headed toward Las Vegas for a family reunion. Essence was 7, Jeffrey was 3.
While going, I'm thinking everything was fine, and then the tire blew. From there, it was the unthinkable. Car flipped about 7 to 8 times. Had no clue that my niece and my daughter was thrown out the car.
I remember rolling into my hospital room. I remember being next to my dad. I remember his screams. He was screaming,
Where's Essence? Where is she? And then my dad said, the guy's here to tell you about your daughter. And little did I know he was the coroner. Essence was my best friend. Essence was an angel. Essence was love. I'm gonna miss her. I'm gonna miss her. Lost the whole family. Just gone that fast. And this has been really rough.
You always think what your life could have been if it never took place, I always think like, wow, like what if my sister was here? What would we be doing? Like as a family, where would we stand?
In the years after Essence's death, pain became routine for Jeff. His parents divorced. He lost more than a dozen friends to gang violence. There was no older sister to guide him. Watts had devoured so many like Jeff. It would be the easy choice to turn to gangs. Instead, Jeff turned to football.
By playing football, that's like my my escape. I want things to be different. That's what's been pushing me.
Jeff came to me and he says, Dad, when I make a touchdown, I do it for Essence. And it just seems like Essence just carries him right on into the end zone every time.
Jeff and his father honored Essence off the field as well. At the 116th Street Elementary School where Essence had attended first grade, there is a small library.
They said, we want to name the library after her. Well, I says, this is nice, but I says, this place needs help. I was saying it to myself. It had old carpet in there. The books had mildew inside. That's how old these books were.
Jeff Sr. and Jeff Jr. refurbished the library together, and before heading north to play football at Cal, Jeff began a book club in Essence's name for the children of Watts. For 20 years, the preservation of the Essence K. Coprich Library has been the story father and son have written together.
I am infinity. Inside me there is a treasure of gifts I can give to everyone, too countless to even measure.
I struggled a lot with literacy in my younger years. So I feel like it's my duty to want to help the kids read better, give them encouragement to show that I was just in you guys' shoes. You guys could easily be in my shoes.
Regardless of what others say or do, I simply believe in myself and the dream I've set my mind to.
As long as I'm alive, I'm gonna make sure that school has books, has the materials that they need. I want just to make sure that that school, in Essence memory, have everything it needs.
I want you guys to stay motivated in anything that you guys are doing, because if you like playing sports, you can go to college and you can earn a scholarship. If you earn a scholarship, that can help your family out a lot.
After graduating from Cal with a bachelor's degree in legal studies, Jeff transferred to East Carolina to play out his remaining eligibility. The spirit of Essence is always with him, the big sister pushing her little brother beyond his boundaries.
I like to think that she's proud of me right now, you know. I feel like she'll be happy. She'll be really happy.
One of Jeffrey's biggest champions is Congresswoman Maxine Waters, who's helped bring funds and awareness to the 116th Street Elementary School. And BJ, it's hard to put in words. You come out of a piece like that. I mean, we always talk about, well, there's on the field and then these guys doing things off the field. This is the pain that family has had to deal with.
And for this family to turn that unspeakable and unimaginable tragedy into something positive that benefits everyone in that community, that's the beautiful thing about this story. And that young girl, Essence, her life and what she stood for will live on forever.
Absolutely. Very cool stuff. Stick around. Highlights